When I think about why you are the woman I see standing with me far into the future, it always comes back to the simple truth. You make me feel seen in a way that is rare, almost improbable. My life often moves fast, faster than I sometimes realize, and most people only catch the surface of it. They see the momentum, the noise, the ideas, the intensity. But you see the person beneath all of that. You look past the chaos and find the human being inside it. That's something I've never taken for granted, because being understood, truly understood, is one of the most powerful experiences a person can have. You manage to catch the things I don't say out loud. You notice the shift in my energy before I even explain what's going on. You ask the kind of questions that make me pause, reflect, and actually feel grounded. And it's not because you're trying to analyze me or solve anything, it's because you care enough to pay attention. That level of presence is rare. It's different. It's what makes me feel like I'm not navigating this world alone. You don't just understand how I think, you understand why I think the way I do. You get the drive, the restlessness, the constant pull toward what's possible instead of what's easy. You've never tried to slow me down or fit me into some version of myself that feels smaller or safer. You've always encouraged the parts of me that reach beyond the horizon, even when the path looks uncertain. And somehow, you balance that with the ability to bring calm into my life, this quiet sense of stability that allows me to keep moving forward without losing myself. There are moments with you that feel almost like clarity arriving out of nowhere. We can be talking about something simple, something ordinary, and suddenly I find myself opening up about things I hadn't planned on sharing. Not because I feel pressured, but because being with you feels like stepping into a space where honesty is easy. You create that atmosphere, this blend of curiosity, acceptance, and warmth that makes vulnerability feel natural instead of intimidating. And the extraordinary thing is that you don't just see who I am right now, you see who I'm trying to become. You understand the trajectory, the bigger picture, and you don't get overwhelmed by it. Instead, you match it with your own vision, your own ambition, your own strength. You don't get lost in my world. You walk beside me in it. You challenge me with ideas that sharpen my thinking. You question me in ways that make me refine my purpose. You bring a level of intellectual honesty and emotional intelligence that anchors me while still pushing me to grow. When I look at you, I don't just see someone who understands me, I see someone who chooses to. And that choice holds weight. It's intentional. It's consistent. It's something you offer not because you feel obligated, but because it's who you are. You bring depth into my life, not noise. You bring clarity, not confusion. You bring connection, not expectation. That's what makes this feeling so powerful. When someone truly sees you, they don't just witness your strengths, they understand your flaws, your fatigue, your doubts. And instead of stepping back, they step closer. That's what you've done for me, time and time again. You've shown me that I don't have to navigate everything alone. You've shown me that being understood isn't a luxury, it's a foundation. And it's the reason I can look at you with absolute certainty and know that the life we're building isn't based on illusion or convenience, but on the kind of connection that endures storms, triumphs, and everything in between. And so tonight, let me say this clearly. The way you see me, the way you understand me, is exactly what makes me sure that you are the woman I want to walk into the future with. Because being understood by you feels like coming home. If there's one quality of yours that constantly reminds me what kind of future we're heading toward together, it's your kindness. And I don't mean kindness in the soft, generic sense people use when they don't know what else to compliment. I mean the kind of kindness that carries weight, the kind that shows up in the way you move through the world, how you treat people who have nothing to offer you, how you make every environment you walk into a little more humane, a little more grounded, a little more hopeful. I've watched you interact with people who others overlook, people who blend into the background or get dismissed without a second thought. You don't just acknowledge them, you engage them, you respect them, you bring them into the moment, as if they matter, and they do, but you make sure they feel it. That's something I admire deeply. It reflects a level of emotional intelligence that isn't taught, it's lived. It's part of your instinctual nature, and that instinct tells me everything I need to know about the kind of partner you are and the kind of life we'll build together. There's a calmness in the way you handle conflict, a patience in the way you listen, and a generosity in the way you give people the benefit of the doubt. You don't rush to judgment, you don't jump to conclusions. You take the time to understand, to empathize, to consider the full picture before reacting. And that patience, especially in a world that thrives on impulse and outrage, shows strength, real strength. quiet strength, the kind that's far more powerful than anger or noise. And what amazes me most is that your kindness isn't performative. It's not something you switch on when people are watching. It's consistent. It's woven into everything you do, even the small things, the way you talk to strangers, the way you encourage people around you, the way you make someone feel like they matter simply by listening to them. I've seen people walk away from a conversation with you standing a little taller, breathing a little easier, feeling a little more human. You have that effect, and I don't think you even realize the impact it has. You bring warmth into spaces that are often cold. You bring perspective into moments that are overwhelming. You remind me that compassion isn't a distraction from ambition, it's the fuel that gives ambition purpose. You remind me that success means nothing if you lose your humanity along the way. What really strikes me is how your kindness is paired with strength. It's not naive, it's not passive, it's intentional. There's a discipline to it, a choice. You choose to be kind even when you're tired, even when you're frustrated, even when it would be easier to turn inward and shut the world out. That kind of kindness doesn't come from convenience, it comes from character, and character is everything. I've seen you step up for people who needed support, even when you weren't obligated to. You've defended people who didn't have a voice. You've offered soft landings when someone's world felt like it was falling apart. And every time you do that, it reminds me that your heart isn't just good, it's resilient, it's fearless, it's generous in a way that makes the people around you better, including me. And honestly, that's one of the reasons I can picture our future so clearly. Because I know that the foundation we're building isn't based on ego or convenience or surface level attraction. It's rooted in the way you treat people, in the way you lift others up, in the way you care not because it's expected, but because it's who you are. Your kindness is a quiet force that shapes the world around you. It shapes me. It shapes the life I want to build with you. And if this is the heart that will stand beside mine in the years ahead, then I know, without hesitation, that we're building something worthy, something strong, something that will last. So tonight, let me say it plainly, the way you love people, the way you care, the way you treat every soul you encounter, that is one of the clearest signs that you are the woman I want by my side for the rest of my life. Because a future built with a heart like yours is a future built on something real. When I think about why I know you're the one I want to spend my life with, it isn't just about who you are individually, it's about what we are together. Because what we've built isn't just a relationship, it's a partnership. The kind that feels inevitable. The kind that makes everything we face feel possible. From the very beginning, there was this sense that we operated on the same wavelength. Not in a superficial way, but in a way that made even the complicated parts of life feel manageable. We moved together, we planned together, we dreamed together, and in that collaboration, we've created something that feels larger than ourselves. The partnership we have is built on trust and understanding, but it's also built on action. It's in the way we share responsibilities, not because it's expected, but because we both see the value in each other's contributions. You step in when I need support, and I step in when you do. And the beautiful thing is that it's not transactional. It's not a score we're keeping. It's organic. It's intuitive. It's the kind of connection that says, we are in this together no matter what comes next. We've faced challenges, of course every relationship does, but it's in the way we approach them that has solidified this partnership. We don't avoid the hard conversations. We don't pretend problems don't exist. We confront them, we analyze them, and we tackle them as a team. There's a rhythm to it, a harmony in how we navigate the ups and downs. And it's not just about solving problems, it's about how we respect each other's perspective during the process, how we honor each other's needs while still pushing forward toward a common goal. That balance is rare. That balance is powerful. That balance is what allows us to grow not just as individuals, but as a unit. What excites me most about our partnership is how it amplifies what we can accomplish. When we bring our strengths together, they multiply, creating opportunities that neither of us could achieve alone. Your creativity sparks ideas in me that I would never have imagined. Your perspective challenges me to refine my thinking and sharpen my focus, and I hope I do the same for you. We're constantly elevating each other, constantly learning from each other, constantly pushing each other toward the best versions of ourselves. That's not a fleeting connection, it's a sustainable, enduring synergy. There's also an intimacy to our partnership that goes beyond the practical. It's in the small gestures, the way we anticipate each other's needs without being asked, the quiet signals that say, "I've got you," the shared laughter in moments that don't need words. It's in the unspoken confidence that no matter what life throws at us, we'll face it together. That kind of partnership doesn't just build a relationship, it builds a life that feels secure, expansive, and full of possibility. And what makes it even more remarkable is that it's fun. Even in the middle of chaos or stress, there's a lightness when we're together. We know how to celebrate the wins, support each other through the setbacks, and maintain a sense of curiosity and adventure. That combination of resilience and joy, of responsibility and freedom, is the essence of what makes a partnership thrive. It's not just about sharing the load, it's about making the journey meaningful and memorable at every step. This partnership we've built is a reflection of mutual respect, aligned vision, and unwavering commitment. It's more than love, it's collaboration on the highest level. It's about creating a future where neither of us sacrifices who we are, but where we amplify each other in ways that make the impossible feel inevitable. It's about showing up day after day as teammates, as supporters, as advocates, and as companions, in the truest sense of the word. So tonight, I want to make this clear. The partnership we've already built, the way we move together, lift each other, and face the world as a team, that is the proof that you are the woman. I want to share every dream, every challenge, and every triumph with for the rest of my life. Together, we are unstoppable. One of the most profound things about being with you is how effortlessly you bring out the best version of me. And I don't mean that in some vague, feel-good way. I mean it in the way that you inspire me to reach further, think deeper, and act with more purpose than I ever thought possible. You have this rare ability to reflect back to me not just who I am, but who I could become, who I'm capable of becoming when I push past my fears, my doubts, and even my own limits. You see me in a way that challenges me, but never shames me. You hold a mirror that shows my potential, and in that reflection, I see what's possible when we strive together. Being around you changes the way I approach life. You ignite a kind of energy in me that's driven not by ego or competition, but by inspiration. It's a subtle force, but it's relentless. It encourages me to think bigger, act bolder, and take risks that I might otherwise avoid. And it's not just about professional ambition or external achievements, it's about character, integrity, and the daily choices that define who I am as a person. You make me want to be better, not because I feel pressured, but because I feel seen, respected, and loved. That combination creates growth that is effortless, natural, and profoundly motivating. What amazes me most is how intuitive you are in this process. You don't lecture me, you don't push me in a way that feels forceful. Instead, you challenge me with questions, with perspectives, and with encouragement that awakens my curiosity and sharpens my focus. You celebrate the wins with me, but you also hold me accountable when I fall short, not in judgment, but in support. That's the kind of influence that transforms a life. It doesn't just guide me towards success, it transforms the way I define success itself. You teach me, through your presence, that the best version of me isn't the one chasing perfection, it's the one that is constantly learning, evolving, and becoming more aligned with my true purpose. You also bring out my best through the confidence you instill. There's a quiet strength in knowing that someone believes in me so deeply that I start to believe in myself even more. You trust my instincts, support my decisions, and stand by me when the world gets uncertain. And in that trust, I find the courage to take risks I might otherwise shy away from. You make me realize that greatness is not about avoiding failure, it's about knowing that I have a partner who will face it with me, who will navigate the highs and lows by my side, and who will never let me settle for less than my potential. And it's not only about the big, visible things. You also bring out the best in me in the quiet, intimate moments. You inspire me to be patient when I feel rushed, to listen when I feel distracted, to show empathy when I feel frustrated. You create a space where I can be fully present, fully engaged, fully myself, and in that space, I discover aspects of me I didn't even realize were there. You illuminate the possibilities within me that go unnoticed when I'm alone, and you nurture them with a combination of encouragement, challenge, and unwavering belief. You make the act of becoming better feel collaborative, not lonely. You make growth feel exciting, not intimidating. And you make the journey of self-improvement feel worth every effort, because it's not just about me, it's about us. You bring out my best version, and in turn, I want to bring out yours. That dynamic creates a cycle of growth, of inspiration, and of shared purpose that transforms not just individuals, but the life we build together. So tonight, I want to say this clearly. The way you inspire me, challenge me, and elevate me every single day is the reason I know, without hesitation, that you are the woman I want by my side for the rest of my life. With you, I am not just striving for my best, I am becoming it. When I look ahead, really look ahead, not just to next year or the next milestone, but decades into the future, I see something remarkable. I see a life shaped by a shared vision that feels both ambitious and deeply grounded. It's not a fantasy, not some idealized picture meant to impress anyone. It's a future built from the conversations we've had, the choices we've made, and the values we naturally align on, without even trying. And that alignment, that's rare. It's powerful. It's one of the clearest signs that what we're building isn't temporary, it's meant to last. What strikes me most about our vision is how balanced it is. We both see the future as something worth striving toward, something worth designing intentionally rather than drifting into. And yet, we approach it with a sense of curiosity instead of fear. We're dreamers, both of us, but we're also builders. We don't just talk about what could be, we actively shape it. Whether we're imagining the home we'll create, the family we might raise, the adventures we want to take, or the lives we hope to influence, it always feels like we're speaking the same language. There's a harmony in the way our goals intersect, as if your dreams and mine were meant to interlock from the beginning. I love that we both want a future marked by growth, not just personal growth, but growth in how we contribute to the world around us. We both care about impact, about doing things with purpose, about leaving the world a little better than we found it. And even though our passions sometimes take different shapes, the foundation behind them is the same. We want to build, we want to create, we want to live a life that feels meaningful, not just comfortable. With you, the future isn't something to fear or control, it's something to explore. And in the middle of all the big dreams, there's this beautiful simplicity in what we both want. We both crave stability without stagnation. We want adventure without chaos. We want a home that's filled with warmth and connection, but also a life that never stops evolving. That kind of balance is hard to find. But with you, it feels natural, almost effortless. You understand that a shared future isn't built on identical goals, but on aligned values, on mutual respect, and on the trust that no matter how life shifts, we'll adapt together. What gives me the most confidence about our future is the way we communicate about it. We don't shy away from the uncomfortable conversations. We don't pretend everything will be perfect. We acknowledge the challenges, the unknowns, the sacrifices, but we talk about them with a sense of unity, not fear. We'll figure it out. Isn't just something we say, it's something we know. Because we have before, and we will again. That resilience, that willingness to face the future hand in hand, is what transforms uncertainty into possibility. You bring optimism into our vision, but you also bring practicality. You bring excitement, but you also bring wisdom. You bring ambition, but you also bring heart. And because of that, our future feels expansive without being overwhelming. It feels intentional without being rigid. It feels promising, not because life will magically unfold perfectly, but because we will navigate it together with creativity, with courage, and with love guiding every decision we make. When I imagine the years ahead, I don't just see milestones or achievements. I see shared mornings and long nights. I see growth, laughter, resilience, and gratitude. I see a partnership that deepens over time. I see challenges that make us stronger and victories that feel even sweeter because we face the journey as a team. I see a life that reflects the very best of who we are individually and together. So tonight, let me say this with absolute clarity. The future we envision, the one built on purpose, passion, and unwavering unity, is the reason I know you are the woman I want to build that life with. Our shared vision isn't just a dream, it's a promise. A promise I'm ready to commit to for the rest of my life. When I try to explain the depth of love I feel for you, I find myself realizing that words don't fully capture it, not because the feeling is complicated, but because it's bigger than language. It's something I experience in layers, in moments, in the quiet spaces of my mind where logic fades and emotion becomes undeniable. Loving you isn't an idea or a hope or a convenience. It's a certainty, a constant. a force that settles into my life with such clarity that I can't imagine a world where this feeling doesn't exist. It shows up in the small moments, the way my mind drifts to you without effort, the way my energy shifts when you walk into a room, the way your voice can calm something inside me that nothing else can reach. There's a kind of peace I feel with you, a grounding that steadies everything around me, even in the chaos, even in the pressure, even in the noise of life. Being with you feels like stepping into a place where everything aligns again. It's not because you fix the world, it's because you help me navigate it. Your presence brings a clarity I didn't even know I needed until I experienced it. But it's not just peace that you bring. You also bring a fire, this surge of excitement, curiosity, and connection that makes my life feel fuller, richer, more alive. The love I feel for you isn't passive. It's dynamic. It moves. It expands. It pushes me to feel more deeply, to care more intentionally, to invest more fully in the life we're building. You've awakened something in me that refuses to settle for anything less than extraordinary, not in some grand, cinematic way, but in the way we show up for each other day after day. That consistency, that depth, that devotion, that's where real love grows. I love the way you love not just me, but the world. Your empathy, your warmth, your thoughtfulness, they pull me in deeper every day. You love with sincerity and with intention. You don't hold back your affection, your honesty, or your loyalty. You offer them generously, but never blindly. You love with strength, and that strength draws me toward you in a way that feels both grounding and electrifying. The depth of my love for you reveals itself in the trust I've placed in you. Trust for me isn't automatic, it's earned, it's protected, it's given carefully. But with you, trust came naturally. You didn't demand it, you inspired it. You showed me through your actions, your integrity, your consistency, that my heart was safe in your hands. And from that safety grew something profound, an emotional freedom that lets me be fully myself with you, without hesitation, without armor, without fear. I love you not only for who you are now, but for who you continue to become. I love your dreams, your resilience, your ability to evolve. I love the way you face challenges, not with denial, but with courage and curiosity. I love how you handle joy with gratitude instead of entitlement. I love the way you hold space for the people around you, and the way you hold space for us. Every part of who you are deepens this love in a way I didn't know was possible. What I feel for you isn't fragile. It's not something that wavers with circumstances or fades with time. It's resilient. It's steady. It grows with every shared moment, every honest conversation, every challenge we overcome together. It's the kind of love that builds, layer by layer, into something unshakable. And the more life we live together, the more certain I become that this love isn't just an emotion, it's a foundation. When I think about the life we're creating, the partnership we've built, the vision we share, and the way you see me, support me, challenge me, and love me, the feeling that rises in my chest is unmistakable. It's gratitude. It's awe. It's devotion. It's love in its purest form, steady, deep, and absolutely